This video is brought to you in part by TrueTech Tools, quality tools, essential support.
All right, guys, let's go take a look at this rooftop unit. It should be easy. Supposedly it's 65 degrees in there and it's cold. They got two units that are acting up. And this is an old carrier unit, 460 volt, 3-phase. Usually gets PM stuff, but it's in really poor shape. We'll take a peek and we'll see what we got. Okay. Don't really feel any real warmth. As always, I always like to start feeling and touching. Okay. This is a really crappy setup because you can't hardly see the burners and everything else when it's burning, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you can't tell I've been here before with all the blue marker everywhere. This has got a carrier fancy goofy thermostat thing on it. It's touchscreen, ancient. It's supposedly calling for heat. And here's your ignition control over here. It's blinking. Let's count the blinks. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them. So do we have a readout somewhere in here? Probably not. Nope, not there. Special order. Nope. I mean, common sense would have told you, let's put it on the thing that, like, is closest to it, so it's good to see they didn't let me down on that. Okay, well, let's see if they put it down here. Yes, they did. Look at that, inside with the burners. Control board's on the other area, but let's go there. 6. Induced draft motor fault. Oh no, not the draft motor. Oh no. Let's give it a spin. Spins. Seems to spin. Capacitor looks like it's had better days. Okay. And it is 460 volts, so that capacitor will light you up pretty good, I bet. Super duper. Well, when in doubt, flip it off and turn it back on again. Drum roll, please. Do we have gas? What are we missing? Take about who knows how long until it finally comes back on. I'll come back to you in a minute. There it goes. I'm getting ready to get my jumper out. It knows it. I'm trying to get my jumper in there so I can get it out because I ain't waiting all day for this stupid thing. There we go. All right. I am an impatient cow. Do not like waiting. What's the impatient cow say? Moo. Okay, here we go. Survey says, show me the blower. Here, click. I heard a click for a call for the blower to run. It seemed like that blower wanted to come on, but I'm not getting happiness coming to it, I don't think. So we're probably going to need to intercept the wires and see if we actually got 460,000 volts coming to it. Comes down to listening to your unit. I mean, you should be able to hear it. Even my deaf butt even be able to hear that, can hear that for now anyhow. We can check for amperage if we get done quick enough. Okay, I don't think we're getting anything though. They made everything yellow and black, so it was so easy to tell what's what. Okay, here we go. No amperage. That comes from, I bet you one of those, I don't know, let's find out. See where that's powered from. Oh, let's see here. Induced draft motor. Looky there. IDM, yellow and black. Comes down, catches on with the yellow of the tranny. The black comes down and connects to a normally open relay of some sort, it looks like, but that looks like that is on one of the boards. Might be easier just to start following wires, because it's kind of hard to tell where that's at. And like I said, it comes down, comes to that board, IGC, integrated goat control. I don't know what's IGC stand for. IGC, integrated gas unit controller. Of course, why didn't I know that? All right, well, that means we should be able to follow that yellow wire coming through, comes over to here, comes over here, hooks to this thing, gets extended with a wire nut, comes over back to here. Man, what a wonderful wiring job we've got going on here. And then, I mean, what the hell? Hold on. Okay, so we're following that down here because I went ahead and yanked the panel off, and the wire came in, went back out again down here to what looks like it goes to the crankcase heaters. Kind of looks like that's what we got going on there. It's kind of some hodgepodgery. This is what happens when this stuff gets old. People replace transformers with whatever's available, and you know, just it turns into a mess. You had some yellow wires over here, some yellow wires over there. There a yellow wire, there a yellow wire, everywhere a yellow wire. So what I've kind of came up with here, when you follow that yellow wire, IDM comes down, it junctions together with a CU or a C2. A C2 is not labeled because that would be too logical to put that in the little thing of goodies. But here you have C2-DU, and DU stands for dummy terminal, it appears, what I've seen earlier. So, yep, DU, dummy terminal, you know, whatever. So there was a junction basically there. So you should have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 wires. And even though these 2 wires here go pretty much to the same place, which they call this a dummy terminal, DU1, and, you know, over here you got the CR1, CR2, which are your CR control relays. Don't tell you what type of control it's controlling, but it's control relay. Comes down and it connects over here. So they're all sharing basically a common leg of yellow, which is apparently the high voltage leg, which you've got yellow here, yellow there, everywhere a yellow. So what we've done is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one coming out. We're gonna connect it here. This is a newer contactor. There's all kinds of yellow wires just kind of hanging there, one there. It's a really nice setup here. So we got the power off. We're gonna go ahead and hook that onto the bottom side, the powered side of the contactor, the continuous power side. They've already got other things on it. Going to, I think this goes down to a blower motor. It's quite the nice setup here. And then of course these crimp-ons don't want to slide up very easily. So let's see if we can use our pliers. Slide that up onto the terminal. There we go, good deal. And let's stand back and see if it blows up. You ready? What's the worst could happen? Okay. There goes the draft motor. It's really windy, probably won't shoot or fire very well with the door off, but it's all good. How many hours does it take to prove yourself? It's got a centrifugal switch there. Let's see if our crankcase heater here is starting to get warm. Don't doesn't feel anything. So that's got a centrifugal switch on, not centrifugal, a
Hall effect sensor, genius.
Basically picks up the magnetic field.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not centrifugal though. Okay, why are we not getting a firing squad going on here? Got the ignition wire, looks like it's still connected. Gas valve on. It's on. There's some more black wire. That's a motor master. That's one goes over to here, and that one's just kind of, like I said, man, it's just a disaster zone here. Still ain't firing. We got gas. Gas is on. Okay, we're checking the amperage. We're pulling a whopping 0.9 amps there. 0.4 over there. That's 0.4. Nothing there. So whatever those yellows went to, yeah. So the fan came on, but no fire yet. And I can't hear ticky ticky or not, so. Is that warmth? It almost feels like it's warmth. But I don't see warmth coming out. So let's see. It should give us a code here in a second. Otherwise, we'd have to get our meter out and start checking across switches. Still no blinks. Heard a click there. Let's see if we can see any sparking going on here. I can hear it ticking. Yep, I see it arcing all over the place. I don't think we're getting fuel. Tell you what, let's go ahead and put it to sleep. Let's bleed this thing and see if we've got fuel on it. It's the easiest way to find out. Just open it up, break that union. Don't have to get fancy about it. Just break it and find out if the juice is loose or not. They so conveniently put those wires right there so you can do that. We got good old gas. I smell it, plain as day. Okay, so we've got gas, and it's got good pressure behind it. That works really great when you're not sure if you got water in your gas line. That has happened several times on older gas lines. It'll block it off. It freezes the meter. You go in, you crack the union, and then you see if, it'd be great if that fits a little better. There we go. These things are about wearing out. They're supposed to be warranted, I thought. Yep, there we go. Speaking of those Knipex that I just mentioned there, I spoke to Knipex to find out about the warranty. I got 2 brand new ones under warranty, no problem. Also, I've got a new pair of stripper pliers here. These are good for 10 to 20 gauge, so I cannot wait to try these out. Also, I got these strippers here, which are the automatic ones. These right here are capable of doing 10 gauge through 24 gauge. And always there's somebody talking about, that's not how you say it. You don't say Knipex. You want to bet on that? Knipex. All right, I just wanted to say thank you to Knipex for taking care of that warranty for me. That was awful nice of you to send me the shirt and the other 2 pliers to try out, and you guys will get to see whether or not they work great, which I have no doubt that they won't. I almost asked for them to send me the basic handles because I never liked how much room these ate up. See how big and wide that is? They improved it. They made it smaller, more fit to your hand, nothing extra. And let's get back to the video. So we got fuel there. We got our high up here, and looks like those wires go, some of them go over to here, and I see wire nuts that have fallen off, and that's really nice. So we know we got fuel. I know I have spark. It wasn't the greatest spark. It was kind of bouncing all over the place. Let's see if we can get it to fire again. I'm gonna jump it so we can speed this up. There we go. As soon as I turn the camera off, she fires. So we've got good old flameroni. I would say it's been summertime. Oh, it could have been something, I don't know. Maybe the gas company was digging a ditch somewhere and they got air in the line. I don't know. Either way, there goes the blower. Let's kill the gas. Let it cool down for a second. We don't just want to kill the power and let it overheat and trip limits, and you got to deal with that. Usually you feel the heat going away, then you know that heat exchanger's getting cool, and we can probably open that gas valve back on, or open it on. Yeah, we can open that gas valve back on. We can turn it back on. Still somewhat warm. All right, let's start completely over. Let's go ahead and turn that back on. I want to start completely over again. There ain't nothing like a screw and stuff falling down in the 460 volt wires that can vibrate and go boom. That's just awesome. That's nice. That's nice. Is there a disconnect? I don't think there is a disconnect up here. No, they use that built-in disconnect so they didn't have to use one that cost money. Okay. Well, we'll just go ahead and sacrifice for the company here. Got that out of there. There we go. I think that's it. Good deal. All right, let's kick it back on, Mr. ABB. That usually fires almost immediately normally. I'm gonna clean that ignition and clean the flame sensor while we're at it. You know darn well it probably needs it. The old engineers thought this one out really hard and good. Really surprised the heat exchanger's not shot. They made that difficult to inspect as well. You gotta yank off the back panel that's not really made for that. And then you gotta re-silicone it. It's all the way at the back end over there. It's quite the establishment. Well, let's take it apart. There we go. A little loose on one side, completely out on the other. Come on, baby. Not talking very nicely to me. All right. That's good. I don't like having your camera fall backwards. There we go. How's that? Is that better for you? Can you see better there? Good deal. Yeah, that one's completely able to be taken apart very easily. Gonna have to get some. Yeah, what a freaking wonderful design. They completely shit canned this freaking design. Later, I went to an easy to remove one. We're just gonna go with the burners, take them out. That'll be just easier. So that's what we're doing. We're getting in there with the little tool. How to remove. I'll tell you what, these guys, I don't know how they got an engineering degree. Obviously, they didn't get their money's worth. But it's like, why would you put it in there? You have a screw right here that I had to loosen up so that I could get to the top of this screw. Then you have this at an angle. You have that right up against the top of that. It's such a crap design. It's like, was you really saving that much space to flip this sideways? That's the reason why they did it, was to save space so it would make the unit a little bit shorter. It's, yeah, and these coils are in horrible shape, but this thing, it's old. It's had a hard life. It's been abused by many different companies. So that's, the ignition looks pretty good. Let's check our blowholes here. Oh, a lot of dust. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go grab a nitrogen tank, blow this thing out with nitrogen really good, and get all the dust out of it. Or maybe we'll just go grab my blower. That, a lot of times, is the issue with some of these. They just don't get good crossover, so the gas doesn't get all the way to the end, to the burners and all that. You wouldn't think that's the case, but it definitely's got some crap going on in there. Okay, went ahead and took out this burner here closest kinda to it. Try to get on there with my stainless steel brush, because they put that screw real nice and tight to the corner, so you can't get your wrench on there either. Should rank up there with one of their top designs. Yeah, so, all right, so that's all fancy. And we'll go grab the blower, blow it out, and then we'll see how she does, and let her run for a while, because it's 65 degrees down there and they're just dying. So we will see how it does after that. Got a little crap out of there, don't we? Yeah, you can tell this ain't got done very often. See if it runs a little better now. Get some of these screws picked up and knocked off. Spare screws, always love those. Let's kick this on and see how she responds. Could shut the gas off, and while we got it running, blow those burners out again. Blow it right out of through the draft motor, but didn't really make no difference. Don't want to do it while it's trying to fire, though. Definitely would want to shut the gas off. Let's get our faces down here nice and close and see what it's doing. Very, very slowly. I thought this should have kicked on a lot. I know the normal ones kick on a lot faster than this. Makes me think a gas valve or something maybe having some issues. But I can't see the spark. Can't hardly hear over this loud freaking draft motor. There it's firing. I can see it sparking across the burners. It's actually arcing not across the tip where it needs to arc at. It's arcing between the burner end, and it's not barking where it needs to bark at. So that's great. So if it's not sparking exactly where it needs to be, it's not going to fire. We just cleaned that, so I don't know if we don't have something back in place correctly or what. That kind of stinks. Let's see if we can get our mirror in there. Well, it looks like it's about where it should be at. You might need to bring that center sparker closer. Bring that ground closer to it, because in all reality, it just needs to be sure it's barking across to the ground rod there. Just a little bitty barker. Too big of a bark and it won't get across like the flame. So is our gap between our probes greater or lesser than the gap to the burner? That is the question. And it looks like we're closer to the burner. Now what's funny is there's not really a lot of adjustment there. And the probe thing is back where it belongs, so to speak. We could probably adjust that a little bit. We got the boot back on the capacitor. Let's put the cover on. The wind blowing through here is definitely not helping it none. Okay, we gotta finish this job here in the next 9 minutes, because that's all the more room I got on this card. So, let's see what happens here. Heard the glass gas valve, and I have spark, but I don't feel heat. Oh, always turn that back on. That makes a difference too. That was back on though. I turned it on once before, so let's try it again. There we go. I felt it click. Cool. Let's kill it before it gets too warm, because sometimes it'll act different when it's warm versus when it's not. Okay. See what it does it again. So once she gets warm, it always fires off easier. Once it gets cold, then you got issues again. Click. Should be having a fire. Come on. Nope. Missed out on that one. I don't have a lot of confidence in this thing at all. Might need to go grab a gas meter and see where that's at too. Okay, zero it out. There we go. She got wind blowing on it. Let's turn that back on. And she failed out. Technically we're on low fire, but okay, we finally fired off, had to kill power. 2 1/4, 2.3. That's technically probably low fire. I don't know if we can still read the tag on this old beast. Yeah, this thing's had so many bad dreams. It's a 08, surprisingly, so you know, a couple years old. Yeah, we're not going to be able to read that very well. Here's one that's a little easier. All right, thanks to the glare, we can read it just fine. It's our 22 unit, which we put 407C. 407C it looks like in it. Assembled in Mexico even back then? That's a bunch of crap. Way back in 08. Down here, what do we got? 3.3 and 5.5 manifold pressure minimum. It looks like it's rated for 3.3 and we're at 3.25. I'm okay with that. There's 3.3, it fluctuates a little bit. So the gas pressure's dead on and it's running. We can kill it and swap it back out and then we'll turn it back on, see if it lights again, which it's been lighting okay. I think main thing was the door. It definitely didn't hurt to clean the cobwebs out of it. Love when people put their nasty cigarettes in there. It's what, you know, I just love it. It looks so professional. So, other than that, oh, there's a click for that to run again. I'm not ready yet. There we go. Let's see if it'll fire. Okay, I know the filters are okay because I just checked them, I don't think very long ago. I think maybe last month or not even that. But she appears to be working. We're gonna go work on the other one. You probably won't get to see that because I have to get the other camera out and I don't know if I feel like it. All right guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, later.